So I always say to my students, when we come across that kind of adversity, we don't sit, we don't wallow, we don't cry, we don't get down, we don't get disheartened, we don't get angry, we don't do payback, we don't do revenge.
Yeah.
We allow it to excel us and to propel us to the next level, to the next journey. Allow it to encourage you and to motivate you and to strengthen you and to build you up that yes, I'm doing something right. Because clearly some are hating it. You want to do this? Let me show you what I've got.
Hello and welcome to So This Works, the podcast about work-life balance with me, your host, Marcus Lee. On this episode, I talk to Melanie Kirk, the founder of the Architect Hair Extension Academy. We talk about how she got started in business, the challenges she's faced along the way, how she juggles family and work, and much more. Thanks for tuning in. When the beat kicks in, make sure you nod your head and we'll get started. Melanie Kirk.
Morning.
Thank you for being here. Thank you for being on the podcast. It's great to have you here. As always, I always introduce people at the start of the show, but I always think it's better if we hear directly from the person, if they explain who they are. So why don't you introduce yourself properly?
Nice one. First of all, thanks for having me today, Marcus. My name is Melanie Kirk, and I am the director and founder of Architect Hair Extension Academy based in Leeds, and also the inventor of a revolutionary new hair extension tool called Easiring.
Fantastic. So how did you move into this field of work?
Oh my gosh. Many years ago, I always came from a corporate background, you see. Left school, went into finance, went into IT, spent 7 years in IT, got my MCSE, moved on from there, went into sales, went into marketing, all very corporate background. But in and amongst all that, I was always doing hair extensions on the side for friends and family. This was always predominantly the weave. I don't know, you should know about the weave, Marcus. Come on.
I know about the weave, yeah.
You know about the weave. It's always a weave because that's what was available at the time. So as time progressed and more methods became available, I would upskill in those and deliver those methods to myself and my friends and family as well. Not content being in the corporate world, as it were. I was making a good income, but I always felt like I was in the wrong job. I didn't feel like my calling, as it were, was to be sat doing a 9 till 5 in an office. And I'll tell you what the turning point was when me and my little team of 12 brought in £1.4 million profit between April and September for a large blue chip organisation. And it was that turning point that made me think, hang on a minute, if I can bring in this kind of revenue for a company like this, doing this job role that I'm not fulfilled in, what on earth could I do for myself that I really enjoy and that's going to fulfill me? So that was kind of like the, hang on a minute, what am I doing with my life kind of moments? Yeah. So that was a turning point. I'll never forget that was a turning point. And then from there, it just kind of progressed. Yeah. So I went back into salon. I sat a number of courses, a number of little hair extension courses, which looking back now were treacherous. Were absolutely terrible.
Treacherous how?
In the respect, I share this all over my website and my testimony that there were at the time 20 odd of us in this cesspit of a hotel room. And the tutor, bless her, she was clearly stressed. She'd come along and kind of like look at my doll's head and everybody else's and give us a pat on the back and issued me with a certificate. Yep. And when I look back, you're not going to know about these methods, but there's one particular method that you just need to perfect because if you don't get it right, it can cause so many problems on a client's head. The hot fusion bonds, and my hot fusion bonds were sharp to the touch. They were messy, water and debris could get into them. They were sliding out and I still got an accreditation. Right. I still got a license to go out there and effectively wreck as many heads as I could. Okay. And it was from that and the lack of post-training support that I thought, hang on a minute, there's something better than this. I can be creating something way better than this. And what you've got to remember, Marcus, is my thing with the Academy has always been passion before profit. That's always kind of been my strapline, as it were. So with that, I was a mobile extensionist before. Yep. Worked all over Leeds, outgrew that, got one base in Leeds, a boutique, and then set up 3 more throughout Yorkshire. And then it just kind of was a snowball effect. We just got busier and busier and busier.
Yeah.
And just kept going back to other academies and upskilling, but never fulfilled. And I always thought, my goodness me, if this is a standard that's going out, we've got to do better than this, because effectively people are given a license to go out and ruin as many heads as we can. And there was no post-training support, but ringing, emailing, texting, and nobody was there to help me, which is why I thought, okay, I was trained to become a teacher and an assessor, and then the Hair Extension Training Academy was born.
Can I ask what year this was that you made the transition from the corporate world
2011.
Okay.
But officially it was 2012.
Okay.
And then, from that, the academy's just gone brilliantly. We kept the class sizes small. Maximum, we started with 8, and me and my tutors were still finding that was quite a lot to get through on these sessions to be performing to a high standard. So we took it down to 6. And again, when we were having the meetings, we're like, So we took it down to 4, and 4 works really, really well.
Yeah.
All the students get really undivided attention, and they go out into the industry feeling fulfilled and feeling confident. And I guess with my background being marketing, I'm able to, we've created a syllabus called the Dream Builder Project, whereby students are able to incorporate not just being a run-of-the-mill hair extensionist, but also having the key fundamentals behind them as to how to run a successful business.
Okay.
What I found was that students were coming to the training session and being like, right, okay, now I'm a qualified hair extensionist, I'm going to go make £1 million.
Yeah.
And I think that it's one of the reasons why we no longer put on the adverts, make hundreds of thousands of pounds in 25 minutes.
Yeah.
Because there's this misconception that do the hair extension course and you're going to become a millionaire. And a lot of students don't have the skill set, experience, or the key fundamentals of actually how to run a business. So the Dream Builder Project is bringing it back to basics of, okay, we need a plan to go out there and strategically market the business and market it well. It's not just a case of putting a few Instagram pictures out there. We need to be doing business courses. We need to be doing marketing courses. You need to be investing in yourselves. You need to be going out there and networking. We need to be doing everything that your competition aren't doing. And a lot of students that they really, really, really benefit from that side of things, from the Dream Builder Project, because they're no longer are they just a qualified hair extensionist. They've actually got more of a strength behind them, a little bit more knowledge behind them. And I must admit, Marcus, within this industry, you do come across this whole, in inverted commas, dolly bird kind of reputation, as it were. I feel that, especially when you go to networking events and meetings, you have to prove yourself that you're not some kind of thicko who actually, we don't just sit and play with hair all day, which is a misconception that I feel or I've experienced in my journey. It's so much more than that.
Well, what does that look like when you go to one of these events then? So have you had experiences where you walk in somewhere, you say, hi, I'm Melanie, this is what I do, and people make an assessment of you straight away?
Absolutely. Without a shadow of a doubt.
Have you got any experiences or stories you can share like that?
Yeah, even not so long ago. It's probably about 2 years ago now, when I went to a networking event, not just far from here at the casino around the corner. And I think it was a chamber meeting, actually. And, as soon as you open your mouth and say, I'm a hair extensionist, or I'm a hair extension tutor, or I run a hair extension training school. Especially from the blokes, it's, oh, can you do what with this, love? And they pat their heads and you're like, oh, dude, really? So you often come across that kind of stigma, and it's not until they speak to you then they realise, oh, actually, she does have half a brain. And especially when you start talking about inventorship and polymers and manufacturers and all the key fundamentals that comes with inventing a product and getting it out to market. That's when they kind of sit back and go,
she's got something about her.
She's got a brain cell in there. So I definitely find that in my experience. it is a problem.
Okay. Just going back to when you were talking about getting numbers in, you talked about you start off with eight people, then you dropped it down. So it sounds like you never had a problem getting people on board.
No.
Sometimes when you start a project, you have to market and you have to get people involved. Mm-hmm. But did you find that getting people involved, getting students was really easy?
No, did I heck? All right, I apologise if I made it sound like it was a walk in the park, because it absolutely wasn't at all. When we first started out, it was a lot easier than what it is now. What you've got to realise is the hair extension industry is not governed and it's not regulated. So Andy, he's a professional ex-rugby player.
Yeah.
He could go out there and set up a hair extension school and nobody would question it.
Just for the sake of people, Andy is Melanie's husband.
Andy's my husband, sorry, yeah. So that is a worry. Another thing that was a worry is if you look on our website, we do not offer a guaranteed pass. And the reason being is because we've got no idea how a student is going to perform in that amount of time.
Yeah.
So it'd be unrealistic to be saying, right, regardless of how you perform today, we're going to give you a certificate and an accreditation to go out there and apply hair extensions.
Yeah.
What you've got to remember as well, Marcus, is some of these people have got serious ailments. We've got people who may be dealing with undergone chemotherapy, or we've got female pattern baldness and all these other contraindications that women especially are up against. So we need to be making sure that we're fitting the right hair extension method, or the correct technique on the right type of client, as it were. So it isn't a one cat fits all. So we need to be really, really careful about distributing accreditations out to students.
Yeah.
So anybody can set up a hair extension school. So when I first started out, there wasn't very much in the way of competition out there.
Yeah.
But now I'm finding that because it's not regulated and because it's not governed, anybody can set up. Doesn't mean they're any good, but anybody can set up. But I feel now that our reputation is strong. Yeah. I've trained all over the world. Only a couple of years ago, we were out in Malaysia delivering a hair extension course out there. Yeah. So, with all the social media advertising that we're doing, and we're heavy on our marketing strategies, that, now we know what we're doing. Now we've found us feet. People are coming to us without as much effort as it was when we first started out doing it.
Great stuff. So how does an opportunity like Malaysia come about?
I have absolutely no idea.
What was that like?
Amazing. It was absolutely fantastic. To be honest with you, it wasn't until her deposit was in my bank account, visible with the student's name, that I believed we were actually going. Yeah. All throughout it, I felt it was a scam. Yeah. So I never really, I went through the motions and all the correct emails and the quotations and had the long conversations and everything that goes with getting a deal of that mammoth size on board. Yeah. But it wasn't until I saw the deposit in the account that I thought, woohoo!
This is happening.
We're going. This is absolutely amazing. And it was just one of those experiences that I'll never forget. Wow. So I do often look when we get these inquiries from Africa, Jamaica. We had a woman over from Jamaica, Althea, only a couple of months back, who flew over, for crying out loud, to sunny Bradford. Wow. And we accredited her in 8 techniques, I think it was. Yeah. So it's a global enterprise, and how it happened, I've got no idea. But am I loving it? Absolutely.
That's fantastic. I mean, this is a really obvious question, but what is the difference from working in that corporate environment to how life looks today?
I'm enjoying it. Yeah. I'm doing something that I feel I've been called to do. I feel like I'm living out my purpose, because when these students come through the door, I often see it as kind of like a counselling session as well, to a degree. Yeah. Because especially on the one-to-one sessions, we end up having really, really in-depth conversations somehow about life, and it's amazing how people will just open up to you and just tell you all about their lives and the circumstances that they're in. So I often end up befriending a lot of my students because some of the circumstances that life throws at them, I feel like I'm able to give them counsel and wisdom based on my own experiences that I've been through. So I never just see it as, we're delivering a hair extension course, because you never know what kind of person's going to come through the door or what they're experiencing. Yeah. So it's just amazing.
That's cool because you really get to put yourself then into your work. It's not just you going to do a job. Oh. You get to share your own life as well and your own experiences. Yeah. That's really great.
I'm still a teacher at the end of the day, so there's still a line. I'm not going to go disclosing everything that's ever gone on in my life, but it's really interesting just to see in this day and age what people are up against.
Yeah. Scary, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah. Scary. We mentioned right at the start Easiring.
Yeah.
Easiring is kind of a big deal, right?
Yeah, for real.
Tell us about Easiring.
Easiring. Oh my goodness me. Easiring is a concept that was on my heart for many, many years before it even came into fruition.
Yeah.
And so I've been delivering these hair extension courses. And there's one in particular called the micro ring. The micro ring is still the market leader. The hair extension industry is worth over 60 million. £60 million of the spend is coming through the UK. By 2023, it's estimated that the hair extension industry on a global scale is going to be worth $23 billion.
Wow.
That's a crazy amount of revenue. So I'm like, hang on a minute.
We
need to be capitalising on this, right? Okay.
Of course, yeah.
So what I always couldn't understand is, hang on a minute, we've got this micro ring tool, which is amazing and it's doing a job, but it's still taking some people 2 to 3 hours to do a full head of hair extensions. So hang on a minute, how do we speed this up but keep it safe and keep it neat, but allow a student or an extensionist to be able to see more clients on a daily basis, therefore increasing their revenues with having the guidance and the structure already there, so it's pretty much fail-safe, with online tuition attached to the academy as well, so you can also come and have a one-to-one training course. And that was the initial thinking. How can we do that? How can we do that? And then it just came, and the idea just came, and I just kind of kept building it up in my head, day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year. And it's just amazing. I'm a Christian girl. It's just amazing how God opened these doors for me.
Yeah.
I worked with a guy called Jake at Bradford University.
Yeah.
Who was able to take my idea and my concept. He was a student working on a project. He needed a project. He needed to work with a local business. And along I came. From the support of my mentor, Guy, I'm sure he won't mind me mentioning his name, at the Bradford Chamber of Commerce, who really held my hand and put me in contact with Professor John Steele at Bradford University, who was able to put me in touch with the student who needed somebody to work with them, who then was able to take my concept, my idea, and be like, right, Mel, we can actually do this. So going into Bradford Uni on a weekly basis, having these meetings, and still when I'm seeing these CAD designs and drawings on this massive screen and these little plastic moulds and playing with plastics and different materials, and I still couldn't even believe that it were happening. And for me, it was just skipping off to Bradford University again, here we go. And it wasn't until not last August, the August before, we were like, right, my gosh, this is actually going to happen.
Yeah.
And then I'm having meetings with box designers, and I'm having meetings with a guy who deals with L'Oreal and Maybelline. How have I found you? Or how have you been brought to me?
Yeah.
Who's designing my box?
Yeah.
And then, I'm having meetings with manufacturers, and we're playing and we're bending plastics. And I'm like, this is absolutely amazing. So I actually ended up taking a year out of the academy.
Yeah.
Pretty much living off of savings and what the academy had brought in.
Yeah.
To solely deal with the Easiring.
Yeah.
So it was there, Marcus, it was there. I had a mould. And I just started crying. I was like, right, now what do I do with it?
What was it that moment you discovered, I'm an inventor?
Yeah. I'm an inventor.
Yeah.
How does that happen?
Yeah.
And I remember I went to go see a patent attorney.
Yeah.
And it just felt like shelling out after shelling out. I'm just like, this thing's just costing me money after money after money.
Yeah.
And it got to the stage where I was like, right, okay, I need batches of this thing to be made. Because unfortunately, you can't just make 5.
Yeah.
You can make it, Mel, but we need 1,000. It's like, bloody hell, 1,000.
Yeah.
So I remember a friend of mine who you also know, Kathy Clark, who says to me, oh my gosh, where am I going to find the money for this? And pride wouldn't allow me to ask friends. I didn't want to take out a loan. I needed to keep the revenue from the academy separate to the Easiring tool.
Yeah.
So I remember she'd said, just ask. I'm like, well, just ask who? And she had this, the thing about Kathy that I absolutely love is that she will ask for anything. She will ask anybody for everything. She ain't too proud.
Yeah.
And she was giving me this conversation one time about we're here for relationships. Our relationships are in our friends. Our relationships are in the people that we meet.
Yeah.
So ask. I thought, all right, well, what have I got to lose?
Yeah. So
I asked. And within a week or so, I had 5 yeses. I had my investors.
Wow.
And then I was like, right, now it's on. Now it's on.
Happening.
So then I were able to go back to my manufacturers and my box designers and this designer and that designer and say, we've got it.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Fantastic.
And to be honest with you, it was still like one of them face pinching moments, like, oh my days, like, this is really happening. When you sat there with all these tools laid out in front of you, and it's like, now we are world changers. I have just invented a tool that is going to speed up the most popular hair extension technique from 2 hours, 5 times faster. We're getting it done in under 30 minutes. Game changer.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
This is great. I mean, what we'll do is we're just going to play a quick video which sort of explains, well, it's just a promo for Easiring, isn't it? It's just a 60-second promo. So we're just going to play this for you guys watching. For those people who are listening to the audio podcast, you're going to have to Google it yourself. You can go to the Easiring website and we'll put all the details at the end and you can check out the promo. But for those of you watching the video, just check this out. So that is Easiring. Looks like a great tool.
Thank you.
Sounds fantastic.
It is.
How does it feel watching that? Because in that video, you see lots of other women as well who are, all a part of the movement. Yeah. What's it like having people on board? Come
on, girls. These were like friends. Friends that I'd roped in to just, these girls just supported me. Said, let me borrow your head and let me stick these extensions in and tell me how it looks and how it feels. Yeah. And just to have my girls on board and just standing by me, that was just incredible. So I just thank them immensely for that.
That's amazing. What is the future of this tool? Where would you love to see it go?
It's going to go global.
Yeah.
I know in my heart of hearts it's going to go global. It's going on to Amazon as we speak. Yeah. It's on Spotify. It's going into all the big distribution channels. Mm-hmm. It's going into all the warehouses and wholesalers as well. So it's going to be a global phenomenon. What you've got to remember, Marcus, it's only just about to celebrate its first birthday. Yeah. And I'm just so proud of where we're at already with it. Yeah. Anybody who does it as a hair extension course is like, wow. So I'm like, this is what I want to hear. That's amazing. Yeah. They're like, Mel, this is great. This is great. I can see how it works. And just to see students using it and they're like, bam, 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 bam. Yeah. Clip, 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 clip. Yeah. Getting them in full head done. And it's like, brilliant. It works. Yeah. That's all I needed to see. It working.
Fantastic.
So watch this space. It's going to be big.
That's amazing. One thing I want to ask you about as well, is around the idea of, it's about beauty. It's about looks. It's about looking good. It's about encouraging people to look their best. Self-esteem is a big issue in this field. Yeah. You work with predominantly women, is that right? So I don't want to say anything where I go off on a tangent and I say something where I'm going to sound
Go for it.
Yeah. Anyway, what are your experiences of working with women in that field? Is it challenging? Is it difficult? Is it funny? Do you have people who love themselves, who are divas? Do you have people who seem to have low levels of self-esteem and maybe don't want to be seen?
Yeah.
What's that like?
We get a bit of everything through the doors at the academy. Some students I just feel so sorry for. I just think, oh my gosh, girl, you're carrying a lot. You're carrying an awful lot as a woman, as a young girl. I encourage them, don't bother spending time trawling through Instagram. It's full of catfishes. We're not seeing a real, beautiful woman that we think we're seeing.
Yeah.
And the reason that I'm able to sit here and confidently say that is we'll post pictures of students while they're training, and many of them will say, can I see that one? Can I see that one? Don't like that one. Don't like that angle. Can you bang a filter on that one for me, please? And I'm like, you look great. What's the problem?
Yeah.
Do you think my nose is too big? I'm thinking about having this pulled. I'm thinking about having that pulled. I'm thinking about having a facelift. I'm thinking about having my double chin seat sorted. And I'm looking at her thinking, what are you looking at? When you look in the mirror, what are you seeing? Mel, can you edit my belly? Can you edit my shoulder? Oh, come on now, girls. So you do get some that sit there and pout.
Yeah.
They're taking selfies, and I'm like, there's nobody in here to impress, my love. Put your camera away.
Yeah.
We'll deal with it. If you want to take pictures up against that pretty wall, we can do that in break time, but we're here to learn. We've got a job to do, and we're up against the clock, so come on.
Yeah.
So I do see a lot of girls who have got immense self-esteem issues. And I tell you what, another thing that's really, really worrying as well is when I spoke about the Hot Fusion Bond course before, is that it's a heat gun that we use that we can take up to 250 degrees, okay?
Yeah.
So health and safety is paramount. There's no drinks. We need to be careful with the tables, with the wiring and everything else.
Yeah.
And I remember on more than one occasion, I've seen students rattling with a gun. And I'm like, babes, what's going on there? Are you all right? And then sometimes when you get down to the crux of why she's shaking, it ain't nerves. It's because she's up to the hills. She's dosed up to the hills on ephedrine slimming tablets.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. And I'm like, we need to get some water in your system because you can't be holding this heat gun like that shaking. You're going to burn your fingers to high heavens.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about thin girls with nothing on them.
Right.
And the shaking, Marcus, the hands are absolutely shaking like that. And it's like, oh, we can't continue with the session until this pill wears off. Because you're going to burn yourself.
Yeah.
And my finger's underneath there as well.
Yeah.
So you're going to burn me up too.
Don't want that happening.
I don't want that happening.
That's mad.
You know?
I think Instagram, I like Instagram. Instagram's cool. I use Instagram. I've got several Instagram accounts for various work things. But there is that thing of, you get jealous. It's easy to get jealous quick. You see someone who looks thinner than you, looks stronger than you, is on holiday somewhere, or their hair looks better than yours. Obviously, it's not hard for me, but so there's that Instagram jealousy thing, or you want what they have. Yeah, that must be.
But that ain't what they've got.
Yeah,
and that's the difference.
Yeah,
being able to discern what's true and what's not true.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, although I'm big in the hair extension game, I don't really, I guess, follow that many hair extensionists. If you look at my followers list, I'm well into my horticulture.
Right, okay.
Believe it or not.
Yeah.
So I like looking at flowers and homes and design and things like that because it irritates me.
Okay.
Is that the wrong thing to say?
No,
it irritates me.
That's fine, yeah. Can you tell me about any challenges that you face in this industry?
Wow, where do I start? Not only myself, but I also hear about a multitude of challenges from my students, and it seems that it all stems from jealousy.
Right.
Just think that the level and the depths that people will go to try ruin you and to try ruin your name is unbelievable.
Right.
To have a thought of what you would like to do to somebody to try ruin their reputation and then to actually follow it through is a next level.
Yeah.
I was having a conversation with a student only this week whereby somebody had it had been found that upon checking the IP address, a lot of investigation went into why their budget on Google were disintegrating. And long and short of it is that somebody was constantly tapping in their company name and hitting the button on Google, hitting it,
right,
to deplete the budget. So within 10-15 minutes, their £10 budget for advertising for the day had gone because some sorry individual was sat wherever they were, just typing in the company
That's
name.
like some next level insider,
innit? And people are, unfortunately, some will go to any length, any breadth, any depth, start any rumour to try ruin you.
That's mad. And
you're like, my goodness gracious me. But when I come across adversity like that, I think, well, I must be doing something right.
Yeah.
If somebody's got the time out, that sad individual is going to take the time out of their working day or day to invest that time into trying ruin, belittle, start a rumour under my name. Yeah. I must be doing something right. I always say, if you ain't got haters, then you must be doing something wrong.
Yeah. People are sitting up and taking notice of what you're doing.
People are clearly taking notice of what we're doing, not liking it, and wanting to shoot that down.
That's mad.
But you know what I do in times of that? Brilliant. Let's bring it on. Next.
Yeah.
Let's go bigger. Let's invent an Easiring tool. I've got another invention bubbling as well, which you'll see in the next couple of years.
Yeah.
So I always say to my students, when we come across that kind of adversity, we don't sit, we don't wallow, we don't cry, we don't get down, we don't get disheartened, we don't get angry, we don't do payback, we don't do revenge. Yeah. We allow it to excel us and to propel us to the next level, to the next journey. Allow it to encourage you and to motivate you and to strengthen you and to build you up that, yes, I'm doing something right. Because clearly some are hating it. Yeah. So let's use that negativity and turn it into something positive. And I think in my heart of hearts, there was an element of that with the birth of Easiring. It was like, okay, you want to do this? Let me show you what I've got.
Yeah. Fantastic.
So it better be big.
It better be huge, yeah. Better stand out. We are going to play a bit of a game. We're just going to just chill out for a little bit and just relax. So I play this game with everyone. The game is called This or That, and it's very simple. I'm going to read out two things to you. Would you rather do this or would you rather do that? You have to pick one. You can't say no to any of them. You've got to choose one. I'm going to have some creepy music, some game show music that kicks in. So here we go. So here's the first one. So Melanie Kirk, This or That. Here we go. First one. A night out in Manchester or a night out in London?
Oh, London.
London. Why London?
Because I've been to Manchester a million times.
Okay.
I haven't been to London that much out.
Fair enough. Okay. Next one. Action movie or romantic comedy?
Action movie. All day long.
Action girl.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Explosions?
Yeah, a few bombs.
Just a few. Okay. Nice one. Next one. A game of chess or a game of Monopoly?
Oh, Monopoly all day long. Smash you all day long on Monopoly.
Really?
I can't play chess.
Can't you play chess? Chess is deep.
Andy's tried to teach me. My son's tried to teach me. And it's like, no. Give me the Monopoly all day long.
Okay, nice one. Next one. Aretha Franklin or Whitney Houston?
Whitney.
Do you
want me to do a rendition?
No. Fair enough, I get that. Okay. Next one. Payment in 14 days or payment in 30 days?
7.
7? Right, okay.
We're in an empire, man. I've got time to wait 14 days.
Do you have cases where you're chasing people for money?
Yeah, all the time.
Standard.
But we do now offer pay later, whereby it allows our students to split the payments into 3 affordable installments.
Nice. Very nice. Okay, very good. A cage with sharks or swimming with dolphins?
Swimming with dolphins. Oh, or a cage with sharks. Oh. I'm going to go for the cage with... no.
Really?
No, yeah.
Okay.
That's a... yeah. Cage with sharks, let's do it.
Really?
Radag.
What, for the adrenaline?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Swimming with dolphins is too sweet then, too nice and easy.
I don't trust myself in the water without it. Yeah, stick me in a cage.
Fair enough. Okay, a bit more of another Saturday night television example: Strictly Come Dancing or X Factor.
X Factor. I sing along. Ask Andy. It's painful.
Is it?
Yeah.
Do you tweet about it while it's happening?
No. Don't you know about my unique days? Didn't Andy tell you about that? My band that I used to be in. Pinch up and down.
Oh yes. Okay. Yeah.
When I used to the knockoff version of Mystique.
Yes. Okay. Tell you what, we're going to wrap up that game then, and I want you to tell us very briefly about those knockoff days. I want you to tell us about that.
No. Right. Okay. So me and my friends, two of my friends, and we used to. Do you remember KP and Envy?
No.
Swing My Way.
Oh yes.
Come on now.
Yeah.
I used to take the rap on that.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we used to do renditions of The Boy Is Mine.
Okay.
And we used to sing at the West Indian Carnival, Prince and Princess Show.
Okay.
And we used to do competitions at the West Yorkshire Playhouse. I remember one time we got robbed. That first place were ours, but then it just so happens that the girl who won, her auntie were on the panel, and everybody were after were like, that should have been yours. So yeah, I used to love singing. Singing was my thing back in the day.
Yeah.
And I actually thought I was going to be a singer. I was obviously a dancer as well for 17 years of my life, which was brilliant, kept me off the streets.
Yeah.
So I thought that was going to be. I thought that's what we're going to do.
Okay.
You know, I got onto audition onto cruise ships and whatnot, but never went through with it.
Okay.
Never mind.
Their loss.
I think.
Their loss. Okay. I just want to ask you two things to wrap up. Maybe this is quite a big subject, but I do want to ask you how you juggle business with family. Obviously, when we work for ourselves, we devote more of ourselves than we might do to a typical 9-to-5 job. How do you juggle, or do you have to juggle family with business, devoting lots of hours to, Easiring, to architect? Is it a challenge juggling those two things?
I used to find it really, really challenging when I first started out the business, because you know what it's like, Marcus. You run your own thing and you just work every hour God sends. You take every bit of business and you try to do it to the best of your ability.
Yeah.
Sometimes to the detriment of the loved ones at home, because they're not getting you, or they're getting a diluted version of you, because you may be there in the physical but your mind's somewhere else.
Yeah.
And it's not, over the years, having done study on marriage and how important it is, how your partner comes first, and how you need to have that core support at home.
Yeah.
I've totally changed how I do business now.
Yeah.
So when I'm doing business, I'm all business. When I'm in the office, I'm in the office. So it's like conversations need to be, non-business conversations need to be kept to a minimum, because I'm working.
Yeah.
And I'm working my backside off. When it comes to meetings, I'm all in with my meetings.
Yeah.
When it comes to family and home life, I'm all in with my family and home life.
Yeah.
So, for example, if I've got a project, or I've got a season, if I've got a season that is going to require me to work out of my standard 6 a.m. till 10 at night.
Yeah.
Me and Andy will have a conversation about it. So I'll be like, you're not going to be seeing the wife as much, because I need to be shutting that door, babes. And it's laptop on and head down. Yeah. Especially when we were working on the Easiring, I was doing ridiculous hours, but I'm blessed in the fact that Andy also has his own business. So he recognises what it takes to be able to be a success. Now, obviously the difference is that when he shuts his door on his business, that's it shut. But when I shut the door on my business, the door's still open. We've got to still go in, because it doesn't seem to ever close. But I've learnt now that it's when I'm at home, it's laptop off, screen closed, business phone off or left at the academy. When I'm with my children, I'm all in with my children. Yeah. Because they're only that size for that day. Yeah. Because tomorrow they're bigger. And I did used to feel really, really guilty, because Halo would be, my youngest, who's 5 years old, would be trying to show me something. Xavier would be trying to have a conversation with me.
Yeah.
Andy's wanting my attention. I'm tapping on emails. I'm texting somebody back. I'm trying to split myself into 4. And it's like, this can't run. This is ridiculous. Something's got to give. My husband comes first. My faith comes first. My husband's there with that.
Yeah.
My children are up there with that. So my home network, my home support comes first.
Yeah.
Regardless, you know. And then the business fits in around that.
Yeah.
So I don't find it as much of a juggling act now as what I used to do, because I know what's precious to me.
Yeah.
And although, my business and my invention is very precious to me, but my family come first at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So I will do whatever it takes to make sure, I've got 4 kids, Marcus, and they all need my undivided attention.
Yeah.
My husband needs my undivided attention.
Yeah.
So I think, touch wood, Andy might say something different, but I think I've got that juggling act right now.
Yeah.
I work hard, but then I party hard as well.
Yeah.
You know me, I party hard as well. So it's about recognising and then not just saying I recognise it, but it comes out in your action.
Yeah. Wonderful. That's great. So if people want to find out more about you, if people want to read about what you do, get in touch with you on social media or online, can you share a website, any social media links where people can find you?
Absolutely. So if you wanted to discuss sitting a hair extension course, whether it's here in the UK or abroad or a salon or a college, we deliver our sessions all over the world. You can catch us on www.architecthairexacademy.com. All of our social media links are Architect Hair EX Academy. Anything Easiring related is easy, EASI, not a Y, ring.com.
Fantastic. Well, we'll put all of those on screen and we'll put them out there for people as well. Melanie, it's been an absolute pleasure having you. Thank you for being a part of the So This Works podcast. It'd be great to have you back again.
Yeah.
When things are blowing up even more.
Yeah.
If I can book you in,
let's get diaries out.
I'll speak to your assistant.
Your people speak to my people.
Exactly. But it'd be great to have you back on and see how things are going. But thank you so much for coming.
No worries.
Take care.
Thanks for having me. Bye-bye.
Well, you've made it this far, you've stuck it out to the very end, so thank you for watching this episode of So This Works. If you've enjoyed this video, please like it, please leave a comment, please subscribe to the YouTube channel, please tell a friend about it, please share this video, and also hit that notification bell so that you're notified as soon as a new video has been released. If you'd like more information about this podcast, please check out the website sothisworks.co.uk. I hope that you will join me for a future episode, and until next time, take care of yourselves.